Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're returning, and if you're new here, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Joy. Virtual handshake. Today I'm going to be giving you guys some college advice. I thought I'd make this video just because I am in my second semester of my freshman year, and so there are tips and things that I have learned that I would like to carry on to the new students. So, on to the advice. My first tip of advice is to go to class. Now this one may seem easy, especially if you're in high school and you're like, why wouldn't I go to class? Well, once you get to high school, once you get to college, you have individual classes, and you oftentimes will have like a class from 9 to 10, and then you'll have a break until like 1 or 2 in the afternoon, where you can go back to your dorm, eat lunch, catch up on homework, anything, take a nap. So, that being said, going to class is hard because you are able to control your attendance. Your parents don't have to call in anymore. You don't have to like have a reason to skip class. Sometimes you can just skip class. But go to class. A lot of people will call it post-skip depression, where you're like, I should have gone to class. A lot of your classes will have like certain attendance requirements. So I know for like my public speaking class, I'm required to go to 80% of the classes for the semester, so I can miss 3 days without having it affect my grade. Other classes, like I have 6 absences, and once I go to 7, I go down a letter grade. So it'll just help you if you go to class and you don't skip for those times when you really do need to skip class. May it be like a field trip, or you're actually really sick, or like I know in Minnesota we've been having really bad weather lately and people were stuck in their hometowns, so they had to miss class, so things like that. In the morning it's hard, you're waking up early, you don't want to go to class, but those classes are an hour long usually, and a lot of times you could come back to your dorm and you could take a nap after. So waking up in the morning, getting up, going to class, that's a big step of advice. My second step of advice is don't let partying come before homework or school. Now this one may seem weird, but you're in college, and a lot of people tend to party in college. Pretty much with any college you go to, except maybe a community college, where even then you're able to party. And I know in high school people party as well, but in college it's a very big thing. So my advice is go have fun, do what you want, but understand that you are at school to learn. You're paying for your education most of the time, unless you have a scholarship, but even then that can be taken away from you. So you are paying for your education. Everything is up to you. Your professors aren't going to come after you saying, oh, I'm missing this assignment, or things like that, like they do in high school. So everything is your responsibility, and if you put partying before that, oftentimes you will be partying 3 or 4 times a week and don't get your homework done, or like the previous step, you don't go to class and things like that. So make sure that school comes before everything else, because it's very, very important. You are in college to get a degree for a job for essentially the rest of your life. So that means you need to know what you're doing, you need to know what you're learning, you need to be able to do your job so that you will be able to do it in the big kid world. So party, have fun, hang out with friends. I don't want to say party as in like getting drunk and all that stuff. I mean, that is partying, but I mean partying as in hanging out with friends, going out, all this stuff. make sure that you set aside time for your homework and for school, and you don't let other things come before that. My third piece of advice for you is to be smart. Now, I don't mean book smart. Obviously, if you're going to college or you graduated high school, you are smart, because you have to have some sort of intelligence in order to get it into college or graduate high school or go anywhere in life. So obviously you're going to be book smart, but I mean be smart. So if you're going out at night, make sure you're traveling in groups, make sure people know where you are, especially for girls. I hate to say this, but be safe. You need to travel in groups. You need to just be smart. Another thing is, a lot of times colleges have no alcohol rule, especially for underage people. And so if you are gonna do things, you need to make sure that you're being smart. You need to make sure that you understand the consequences if things were to happen. Make sure you plan ahead. Make sure you know what you're gonna do for each week. Just make sure you're smart and you think things through before making decisions. Also, that goes with, a lot of people don't have a ton of money when they go to college, so it's, do I go to Taco Bell tonight, or do I save that money and buy groceries? Or do I go to Taco Bell tonight, or do I just go to the cafe and use one of my meal swipes that I paid for? Things like that. My fourth piece of advice for you is to make new friends. Now, this goes for more so towards the beginning of the school year when you're first starting out at college, because you're new. A lot of times you don't know people who are going to your school, you don't know your roommate, things like that. Just be outgoing, make friends. And I know that sounds really intimidating sometimes. It sounds intimidating to me. I know people have social anxiety. I know that makes people nervous. But just walking down the sidewalk and seeing someone and just saying, hey, like, that can never do harm. Or a lot of times, the colleges will make a Facebook group for incoming freshmen. Like, I know we had one for all new freshmen. We also had one for my building that I live in. And on there, if you just say, hey, my name is, I'll just do an example. Hi, my name is Joy. I'm really excited to be going to this school. I'm majoring in blank. I'm really outgoing. I love to meet new people. I love to go on adventures, things like that. If you post those in there, people will like it. And I also added my Snapchat and my Instagram into that so that people could follow me, so that we could talk and make a connection. Other things are in your classes, saying hi to people, saying, hey, I love your shirt. It's a great thing. But make new friends, because you're in a new place. You're not in high school where you've been with these people since elementary school maybe. So that's literally 13 years. And so you need to be able to make new friends and have people to be around. My next piece of advice that also goes along with the previous one is to go to campus events. So during the first week of school, oftentimes colleges will have freshmen move in early, and they'll have a thing called Welcome Week, where you go to like orientation, you learn about the school, you find your classes, you move into your dorm, everything, you meet the people on your floor. But they also have campus events. So like at night they might have movies or popcorn or ice cream or like games or things like that. Go to those, because that is where you will meet most of your friends. The whole first week you need to get used to being like, hi, my name is Joy, I'm majoring in elementary education, I'm from, well, you need to like get used to that, because that is the entire week. But those campus events are very great outlets to meet new people, as well as on your floor. So seeing someone walk past you when you're walking out your dorm, hey, nice to meet you, things like that. My next piece of advice is don't procrastinate. Now, I'm a little bit of a hypocrite for saying this. I know everybody procrastinates. I know teenagers, and it's just a big part of who anybody is. But One way to help you not procrastinate is to buy a planner. On the first day of classes, all of your professors will hand out a syllabus and explain to you what is expected in the class and things like that, pretty much like high school. The first thing I do when I get back to my dorm after my classes is go through all of my syllabuses and write down every due date in my planner. That way I'm able to look at my planner each week and understand and know what needs to be turned in, what day I have a test, what day the project is due, things like that. If you have a planner, it'll make your life a lot easier. Or you can even use like your Google Calendar, things like that, just to that'll remind you or that you will look at often to know what is due. Going along with the don't procrastinate thing, write a to-do list. So write Monday, this, and this, Tuesday, this, Wednesday, this, etc., etc. Because it'll just help you. I put it just right next to my computer on my desk, and whenever I look at my computer, I look at my desk, or I look at my to-do list. So things that'll help you remember what to do, because in college, a lot of times they don't remind you, or they'll tell you 2 days in advance. And so if you have a 10-page paper, it's happened before, but it's hard to do that in one night, and then you're stressed out. So try to plan ahead. Procrastination happens. It happens to every single person ever. So understand that it is okay, but try your best to not do it. Try your best to work ahead. If you make a habit of it at the beginning of the school year, it'll help you for the rest of the school year. My next one is forget the drama. So you're in college now. You're legally probably an adult. And that means that no one really cares anymore. And what I mean by that is you're in college. People are there to learn. You're paying for your education. So there's no cliques. There's no drama, there's no fights, things like that. I know my high school is notorious for big fights, for girl drama, for cliques, for everything, and I feel like almost every high school is. But understand that, yes, they have the music majors, there's the athletes, there's the science people, all those things, and you're mostly in your group of majors, but in those majors, there's not cliques. And you're going to have a lot of those different majors in some of your gen ed classes. So my history class, I have football players, I have theater majors, I have music majors, I have education, I have math, you have everything under the sun in each of your classes, but you're just in a class. So try not to make drama. I know it's hard, but just understand that you're in college now. Just be the bigger person, move on. My next piece of advice, number 8, is to be safe. So this also goes along with the be smart. So be safe. Understand your limits. Not going to explain that one further. When you're walking at night, make sure that you are in a well-lit area. Make sure you're walking in a group. Make sure people know where you are. So give your location to a certain people and be like, hey, I have to walk home from the library. Will you make sure that I get home safe? Things like that. I know that my school has campus security 24 hours, and we have security poles, so if something happens, you can push the button, and I know my security will be there within 90 seconds. We also have campus security where if you're within 4 blocks of campus, they will drive and pick you up and bring you to your house, things like that. So understand what you need to do. I know it's scary and people don't want to think about it, but things happen, especially at colleges. So put your campus security in your phone contacts. Make sure you know who you need to call in case of emergency. Have people know where you are at all times. Just be safe and be smart. Number 9 is find a study space. Now, on a more positive note, find a study space. So somewhere where you can sit down, get your work done, won't be distracted. So may that be the library or coffee shop or your dorm. I know mine is my desk, and I will stick headphones in and I work. But there's other places on campus when it's sunny out, if you live in a warm place all year round, or if you live in like the Midwest like I do. In the spring and fall, you can go study on the lawn or get a hammock and hang it up in a tree. People do that all the time. So just make sure you find a space where you're comfortable, where you know that you can learn, where you know that you will get things done. That'll help you, and it'll make you want to work. And my last piece of advice is have fun. You're in college. Most people are there for 4 years of their life, and you're an adult. It's the first time you're out of the house, away from your parents, and you're on your own and you're learning, and you get to have fun. So make new friends, go out and just have fun. Sure that like you don't regret those years of college, and like if you don't feel like that college is for you, transferring is not a big deal. It's normal. A lot of people do it. Make sure you have fun and just live your life, and make sure it's a positive experience. That is all the advice I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about college, feel free to leave them down below or shoot me a DM. All my social medias are here. So just, I hope you have a great day. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!